it doesn't, there's no point, there's no reason for them not to accept you, as in your past achievements are overlooked. Whether you got C's or D's or E's, it doesn't matter. That's why it's an open university. Anyone, whatever you've achieved, can come and learn. This is the beauty of Karbala, that no matter what you've done, you can take a lesson. I don't have very long, and I know you're all tired, you've been through, obviously, a lecture already, so I'll keep it very short. But just to bring up one last point, what we can learn from someone very great. Lying there on the sand of Karbala, with his eyes closed, his sight impaired, taken away from him. He's waiting for someone. He's listening out for the footsteps. Who is he listening out for? For his master Hussein. He knows that everyone who was martyred in the way of Hussein, before they left the world, Hussein came to them and he held them in his lap. He put his hand over their head. He greeted them. He thanked them for their loyalty. So he waited for his master to approach him. While he was waiting on the sand, they say that in the last moments of your life, everything you've done flashes by in a second, a split second. Everything you've done. So he thinks back and he remembers, he sees a time when as a kid, he would follow the footsteps of Hussein. Everywhere Hussein would put his foot, he would put his foot. Wherever Hussein would go, he would go. Wherever Hussein would, whatever he would want to get from. He would want to serve him. As a child, as a baby. He remembers the time when he was in the mosque seeing his father Ali giving a speech on the pulpit to the people, addressing the people. And how he would, instead of like everyone else looking at Imam Ali alayhi salam, he was looking at his brother Hussein, staring at his face, waiting for Hussein to just flinch, to just move, to show a sign of uncomfort or wanting something so he could dash to it and get it for him, to serve him. He's looking at his master Hussein and he sees the lips of Hussein are dry. So he thinks, let me bring him water. He's 7 years old, and he thinks, let me bring water. He dashes outside of the mosque and brings in a bowl some cool water. As he's running, he's a child. He's running, he's holding it up, he's dodging the people, and it's pouring on his clothes. When Imam Ali alayhi salam sees this from the pulpit, he begins to cry. He begins to cry and people look at him. Oh Ali, what's wrong? He says, my Abbas has got wet from water. His clothes are soaked in water. People never understood what's going on. They said, what do you mean? Ya Ali, what do you mean he's soaked in water? No, he's a child, he made a mistake. He poured water on himself. You don't know the day that will come. Hussein in serving his master, Abbas in serving his master Hussein, he will soak his clothes in his blood. He remembers the time in Ramadan, the 21st of Ramadan, when Ali was lying on his deathbed, fatally wounded. And he sees, standing at the background, Ali calls Hassan forward. Hassan, my son, come here. I have to pass my will on to you. You're my eldest son. Take care of this person, take care of your sister Zainab, take care of all the children and everyone else, all the dependents that are dependent upon me. They are now your responsibility, Hassan. He named them one by one. And Abbas, standing there in the background, was waiting to hear his name. But it didn't come. His name didn't come. So he begins to cry. Am I not worthy to be also dependent? Do I not deserve to be looked after? I'm also a child. Where's my place then? He finishes through everyone's name, and then he calls Abbas here. He says, Abbas, come here. And Hussein, come here. He takes the hand of Abbas and puts it in the hand of Hussein. And he says, Hussein, to you, I entrust this boy Abbas, this man. On that day when you shall give a big sacrifice, he will represent me, and he will die for you, just as I would have died for you if I was there. Then he turns to Abbas and he says, Abbas, although you are too young for me to fully explain what I'm talking about, a day will come, and I know that due to your unbounded love and loyalty for Hussein, due to your unbounded love and loyalty to Hussein, consider no sacrifice great for Hussein. Consider no sacrifice great for Hussein. Sallallahu alayka ya Aba Abdullah.